All right, we're joining Jonathan Kornacki versus Luke High. Blue-black control versus blue-red counter burn. It's always good to see blue decks winning. The rich get richer.
Pink Floyd.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right.
So now
Yeah. What do
we
you
need a
think
deck
of these?
list for Jonathan Kornacki, right?
Here we
Oh,
go.
have it.
Okay, definitely gunning blue-black control.
Ah, the worst.
Oh my gosh. You know how many people have asked? We were just asked, is it time for surgical extraction main deck?
No, he doesn't
Yes.
have surgical extraction.
Main deck surgical extraction. Look at us. What do we know? All right, yeah. In case any of you were wondering, yesterday one of the questions was, is it time for main deck surgical extraction? Apparently the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Kornacki has added surgical extraction, and he's actually got a little bit more planeswalker action than the previous blue-black control decks. Instead of having 5 6s to win with and a 4 snap, like he actually cut 2 of his 6s and his 4 Snapcaster Mage to add 2 Lilianas and a Karn to give him a little bit different of a dimension for the long game. And he actually trimmed a little bit of the permission. I mean, he's still got 7, so it's not too much, but he cut 2 of the permission spells for a, let's see, he's got 2 Visions of Beyond, so just a tiny little bit more card drawing, but he's also got a little bit different of a mix of removal, like he's got a second Black Sun Zenith in the main deck, and then he also does have 2 Curse of Death's Hold in his sideboard, much to Jacob Van Lunen's delight.
We should ask him how those worked out for him this weekend.
Yeah. Is he happy with happy with his list? He has trimmed a little bit on the spot removal. It's kind of interesting. He's down to just 1 Ring of Flesh, 1 Tribute to Hunger, and 3 Doom Blades. But I guess the 2 Lilianas help make up for that. So Jonathan is on the play. No 1-drop out of Kai. That's the actual just best possible case scenario. Who do you think has the edge in this matchup?
I would say Lou does.
Oh yeah.
Like in game 1.
Oh, see, I'll take Kornacki. I'll take Kornacki game 1. Like
at this point,
no. I mean,
I
just
will take Kornacki also.
The spot removal versus a relatively short number of creatures. He even has surgical extraction to hit the Chandra's Phoenix. The burn isn't particularly good against him. The first several burn spells he can just eat it, and then after sideboarding he gets to pick up more permission and a couple of batter skulls. I
mean, post board he gets a lot.
Well, high impact, definitely a lot of high impact. Like the 2 batter skulls and a couple counter spells.
I said disperse too.
I can see it. So Luke High does have Chandra's Phoenix, which is the best card in this matchup. I mean, that's one of the key. That's the best card for him for trying to fight through all the permission and counter magic.
But his opponent has a Tribute to Hunger, targeting Chandra's Phoenix, and a surgical extraction. Removing from the game.
Wow. Luke High had the best possible, and Kornacki's game 1 surgical extraction.
Well, Luke High did not have the best possible. I mean,
removing
never 1-drop.
Luke High's counterplay. Now, I'm not normally a just walk around playing surgical extraction main deck type of dude, but I know there are quite a few of those guys out there, and today they get a point. Today I don't want to be too results oriented, but we talked about surgical extraction. If you think there are enough people playing Chandra's Phoenix and Scab Ruinator, and our top 4 had both Scab Ruinator and Chandra's Phoenix in it.
That's actually hilarious. I didn't even think about that.
No, you build the deck you think you can win the tournament with, I guess. So no, I like Kornacki's chances. I mean, obviously this game too. I mean, everything's just turning up Kornacki in this game, but I like the way his deck matches up. I mean, the combination of cheap spot removal, efficient answers, permission, lots of card draw, powerful endgame. I just don't think Kai's deck is set up to interact with a control deck, like a real control deck. I wouldn't want to play against blue-white control with Kai's deck either. I just wouldn't want to play against a control deck. All right. Kornacki just building his mana base. inching ever closer to 6. To 6 mana. Kai, meanwhile, with no clock at all.
Yeah. Decides to bolt his opponent and step Brimstone Volley. And then his opponent uses Snapcaster Mage on the Surgical Extraction and hits the Brimstone Volley. That's
It's in his hand.
In his hand, yeah. That's getting value from the
Oh
Surgical
my
Extraction.
God. So his surgical
that value.
So his game 1 surgical extraction, he actually got the Chandra's Phoenix, and he ripped cards out of Kai's hand, and he's taken the 2 cards capable of dealing the most damage. This is. They're gonna write like books about this game. They're not gonna be very long books, but they're gonna write them. This is crazy. I can't. This is one of the better surgical extraction main deck scenarios I've seen recently. This is impressive.
I mean, it's very humorous that we had the pleasure of being proven wrong to such a degree.
See, I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. Kornacki playing blue-black control, like, I bet he actually just texted us that question. Just trolling us. He's like sitting over the table 10 feet away. He's got a read on the future. All right, Kai drops a Delver of Secrets. He's got to get some counterplay going. Kornacki so doesn't care. He just swings with the Snapcaster Mage. He doesn't want to take the chance. The Delver flips anyway, and the Snapcaster does nothing.
You can't pass the turn. A lot of the time, you'll see people not attack in trade situations, then not block when their opponent
Classic
attacks.
no attacks, no blocks.
So, hey, what is that doing in play then?
Intimidation, psychological advantage. It's very powerful. All right, Jonathan, presumably Forbidden Alchemy, looking for a land. His alchemy is mana leaked. He think twice his main phase, still looking for a land. Ships the turn. Ukai does not have a spell. Delver gets in for 1. I mean, this game is really, really far from where Kai needs it to be, right? I mean,
Yeah, like, he needs cards that aren't in his 75. He needs a Consecrated Sphinx of his own.
so Kornacki, he's even sitting on Doomblade. Doesn't even care. Just the wanton disregard for any sort of, clock his opponent might be presenting. Delver attacks. Look at this, doesn't even blow the Doomblade. Why bother? Talk to me when you have a real threat. Flashes back, think twice. His advantage continues to build. Flashes back, another think twice. Yeah, this is a massacre. Wow, blue-black control. Don't call it a comeback. I mean,
Deck's
obviously.
been here for years.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely has. Now, I guess it's all fun and games when Kai doesn't play a 1-drop on turn 1. Let's holler back when he goes turn 1 Strong Kirk Noble and his opponent doesn't have the Miser's Ring Flush.
No, I completely agree. I mean, it's a completely different game if Lou just goes Strong Kirk Noble as opposed to land.
But you play 2
Phoenix.
Strong Kirk Nobles main deck, you can't be sad you don't draw one.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh, this is... So, the Drown Yard, is that Drown Yard on himself? Yeah, he Drown Yards himself and reveals all gas. For the, all spells so that his Snapcaster Mage would be, have any kind of option. Presumably he's going to Forbidden Alchemy next turn. Although he may just go ahead and Doomblade the Delver now. Is Kai going to Snapcaster the Mana Leak? Oh, the negate, sure. So Kai actually beats the board now. Sadly, Kornacki has both a sweeper and a Consecrated Sphinx in hand, neither of which Kai can beat.
It's true. Oh, now there's a Grave Titan also.
Is he in the graveyard? That was just from Navalia Drown.
Oh, he Drown Yarded it. I thought he was flashing back from an Alchemy.
Alright, so attacking with Snapcaster Mage, the beats continue. Now we're going to see a Black Sun Zenith for 2, I'm assuming.
That would be what one would assume. I mean, he has to play around Mana Leak, but that's it. That's how many spells opponent has.
Boom. All counterplay being snuffed out. And from the looks of it, I mean, Kai's got, he's done 9 points of damage. It's a start, I guess, but without even Brimstone Volley in his deck. He doesn't even have that many spells that can go over the top for that much. He doesn't have Phoenix or Brimstone Volley, and he's going to be getting flooded just because of the fact that he's got so many less spells in his deck. Alright, well, Kai follows up with Delver of Secrets, which is just about the best possible thing he can be doing here. But he's not going to be able to beat Kornacki's hand. I mean, it's not even...
Yeah, Sphinx with Mana Leak.
He's even got a Karn in reserve.
Yeah.
He's just playing around Mana Leak wisely.
Because when you have 9 lands...
Those are liberties.
Values. Yeah.
Well, I mean, plus when you know your opponent has Mana Leak in hand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's another thing that I think is an unspoken weakness of Delver Secrets, is the fact that you're playing it in decks with cards like Mana Leak. So your opponent knows when you move these cards that are like cards that are particularly easy to play around.
It's definitely a non-zero cost, as we are seeing here. Snapcaster Mage. This is Snapcaster on Leak just to tap him out. Kornacki will pay with pride. The second Leak. So at least Kai beats the board. He loses to the Karn in Kornacki's hand, but, who doesn't? Gets in there for 3. And what's tough is that because he didn't reveal to the Delver, he doesn't have a counterspell. Although that's a sick bluff if you just don't. If you just don't reveal and they just walk face first into your Mana Leak. It's impossible to make that play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like an impossible play to make.
Alright, so Karn exiling Delver of Secrets. Man, I would love it if we actually get to see a resolved Karn. I don't think we will, but... Does Karn resolve less often than Nicol Bolas? Like, without just a concession? The Karn doesn't even get up to full, ultimate. They just always concede. Like, once he's...
No, Nicol Bolas is still more... I don't know. He's a dragon.
But which do you actually play it out more? Like, Nicol Bolas, people just concede, right?
Yeah, I guess people just concede.
But I guess they always concede with Karn, too.
I'm trying to think, I feel like when I'm playing with Jace, people normally concede after having him play for 2 turns. But that's in my local store. Like when you're playing against people in actual tournaments, they don't concede after you have them play for 2 turns, but the game's over anyway. You just don't know it.
That's the thing I love about Jace. It's the most powerful card that doesn't make people concede.
You get to play when you're winning so hard.
All right, so Jonathan, Forbidden Alchemy, increasing his lead. He's just nursing this Karn.
To remove a card in his opponent's library hand from the game.
Yeah. So all he has to do is just sit here and just hang out, and Karn will completely take over the game. I mean, Karn's already completely taken over the game, obviously, but... Now it looks like he's on the Milieu plan. I mean, I guess anything Kai plays, he can exile. And anything Kai doesn't play, he can exile. I mean, Kai doesn't have a single card in his deck that can make forward progress here.
I mean, he needs to just
rip
no,
Stronghold
2 Incinerates and a Galvanic Blast.
You're saying, just to go to the face?
Just to go to the face. 2 Incinerates and a Galvanic Blast to go to the face. And he has to have his opponent just never pop the card for some reason, even when he's at no life. And because his opponent can't interact with those spells. And I understand that it's impossible, but that's how he wins.
Yeah, because,
Yeah, see? We're going to the face.
The problem is that if Kornacki just gets to enough loyalty, he gets to just reset.
I understand that, but...
I mean, I guess you play to your outs.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a Black Sun Zenith for 1.
How does this work?
All right. Kornacki has 1 million land. Kai has 1 million land. Neither one of them has any permanents, except Kornacki has a Karn with 1 million counters. The actual master of time itself.
Karn?
I meant Jonathan at this point, but
Okay. Fair enough.
but yeah, by way of Karn.
By way of Karn. You know, I always thought Karn was supposed to be a pacifist based on the storyline.
He's not killing anything. He's just sending it into another dimension, a dimension where he's in charge.
I guess this is like the version of Karn after he like moves to the nudist colony.
They are restarting the game.
They are restarting the game. Cards have been removed by Karn?
They're restarting the game because they're going to game 2.
Oh, okay.
Once again, Karn, he always leads to another game. It's just... Alright. I was like, man, he didn't even exile that many permanents, you know?
He just
But,
exiled a bunch of mana leaks.
Yeah, but the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall.
It's kind of fun that he's just sending things into other dimensions. I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah, to another plane, like into another time. It's like changing the timeline though, because in that alternate universe, things turn out different. You know, like in that universe, Delver of Secrets is on the other side. All right, so we're doing the 1-year trivia question.
Ooh.
Yeah, giving away 1 year of StarCityGames.com Premium. Do you have a question or? 'Cause I'm thinking, like.
Yeah, that's good.
So, our 1 year premium question, for 1 year of Star City Games Premium, what is the new card that is apparently a main deck card? A card that is traditionally sideboarded, but for this tournament, has had success in the main deck of one of the top 8 decks.
Well, you'd be a little more specific, because that's like pretty vague.
All right, it's
It's in the main deck of blue-black control decks, and we were asked about this card on Twitter yesterday, and both of us said that it was not playable in main decks.
no.
I said it was not playable.
One of
in
us
main
said
decks.
that it would take a very unusual metagame with a lot of. You have to be pretty darn sure you were facing a lot of Chandra's Phoenixes and Scab Ruinators. Do you have any idea how many people are going to just build really weird deck lists because they like
because of this
they
event.
just think this is a normal thing, like this is all just normal. This is like a Brewers rogue deck paradise.
Vegas.
You know what? Maybe this is in response to the WotC announcement. Maybe
are like, I
reducing
don't care
premier
anymore.
level tournament play has caused everyone to just want to build their own. I mean, heck, maybe if they cut another Pro Tour, everyone will just play EDH.
All the time.
We can't. We don't have anybody in the booth today yet.
So send in your answers to hashtag SCG Premium, and perhaps you could be the lucky winner of a whole year of free premium. Now, if you get premium, you can read articles that you otherwise could not have access to. Some of these articles are written by my co-host, Patrick Chapin here. I write them from time to time as well. Both of us are incredible writers. Probably the 2 best writers in the history of Magic the Gathering.
You're talking about Flores and Kibler and Jerry? Wait, that's 3 people. No, honestly, like Brad Nelson, Michael Flores, Jerry Thompson, Brian Kibler, that's like the Fantastic Four right there.
Yeah, that's really
Like, are you guys familiar with comic books? Like, in comic books, the Silver Surfer is unreal powerful. And that's like, and Galactus, like, that's Star City's, you know, like, right, like, Flores is probably more of a Galactus, right?
I think he's more of a Galactus.
Or do you see him as more of like a Reed Richards? No. All right,
Mr. Fantastic.
yeah, they call me Mr. Fantastic. Turn 1, Strong Kurt Noble. This is what we talked about. Lukai's best possible opening.
So that's a 6-turn clock if it goes on the last
6-turn
turn.
clock. Amusingly, Jonathan Kornacki has drawn the surgical extraction again. I don't know if he
does,
realizes
that's a
that he
single
ran so far above expectation that last game with regards to getting value for their.
Yeah, like I don't think that card should stay in this matchup, even though this is one of the
Oh,
only
I
matchups
think it
where
does.
anything.
No. I think you actually do keep it, just because you do want to have an answer to Chandra's Phoenix. Like Chandra's Phoenix is so good against blue-black control.
No.
It's a really bad way to have to answer it, but the Phoenix is just devastating.
All right, so John's going to drop down to 17 here, and that Noble is going to become a 3/3.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely what Kai wants to do. He just wants to protect that Noble, get as much damage in while he can, and then finish him off by lighting him up.
Yeah, now Jonathan doesn't have a lot of spot removal in his deck, so it's going to be difficult for him to, he needs to find something if he wants to deal with that strong card.
He's got 5 instant speed removal spells, and then main
But
phase
only
he's
4
got.
of them are actually equipped to deal with.
Oh yeah, at this
Noble
point,
right now.
right? Yeah, so he's got 4 instant speed removal spells that he can use now, but he also has 2 Black Sun Zeniths and 2 Lilianas. So ideally, he's going to try to set it up where he goes end step removal spell, untap removal spell. You know. The worst that could happen to him is if Kai is able to drop a second creature. Oh yeah, this is not what he wants.
I mean, he does have the extraction.
And he does have dissipates in his deck, but they both stick. At this point, Black Sun Zenith isn't even a good answer to the Noble either.
Yeah, that's the thing about Noble is it's constantly just out of reach from the Black Sun Zenith. Like, once he Black Sun Zenith, it's still going to be a 2/2. And when he drops another land, once he Black Sun Zenith, it's still going to be a 2/2. Forever.
There's that Liliana, but as we talked about, the worst thing that could happen to him is if he falls a creature behind. Surgical extractions. Now, unlike Extirpate, you can't really always wait for value because he doesn't want to have it mana leaked. It's just too important.
Now let's see what's in Lou's hand. Does he have another one?
He does not.
No.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
A Delver of Secrets, 2 Brimstone Valleys, and a Vapor Snag of all cards. I guess he wants to Vapor Snag that Consecrated Sphinx.
Do you just dome next turn?
So the Noble will attack for 4, putting him at 6. And if you dome, he's at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your opponent just can't do anything for the rest of the game, no matter what, right?
Wow. Well, we talked about this. Is Lukai's key to victory is the turn 1 Strong Kurt Noble. Such a powerful card. I mean, it's not as good as Goblin Guide.
It's not even close to Goblin Guide.
So I don't think not even close is fair though, because I think it's
They're just
really
really different cards.
They are very, very
mana.
different.
I know they're 1 mana creatures, but
they are the type of creature that makes your opening hand good. Like if you have a Mountain and Noble
No.
and any 5 cards, like that's what you want, right? Like I mean that's.
So you think he's gonna dome here? Dome. All of his opponent's lands are tapped. It's a perfect time to dome. And then your opponent can never tap his lands ever again. No.
Well, no, he wants to play around Tribute to Hunger. It would be just a nightmare.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. You know?
Okay.
So Kornacki's definitely between a rock and a hard place here. He's got the Noble threatening to knock him to 1 with Vapor Snag in hand. But he's also aware that Lukai has multiple Brimstone Volleys in hand.
Yeah, maybe if you're Lou, you just don't cast them.
Yeah, I mean,
You just leave it open to block tribute.
cast Visions of Beyond. It's a tough one.
Another Black Sun Zenith. That's just not going to be good enough.
No, it's definitely not.
Pass the turn
Yeah,
again.
hey, I think this is it. Now he's at 1. Now he's facing the lethal clock, plus Kai has 3 burn spells in hand.
Yeah, the game's really over.
Kornacki does not have any discard beyond the Liliana, so he can't even try to knock those out of hand. And there's no time for a Batterskull or anything like that. No, pretty sure this is just all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean,
he
can pack it in. Because if he taps his lands to do anything, he's just going to kill him with a Gal Blast.
Well, he gets to play another Liliana and kill the Stronghold Noble. Because the other Liliana had 2 counters. And so now, if he has a counterspell in his hand, he can counter the Brimstone Volley this turn. But most likely, unfortunately, yeah, a 4th burn spell. Lukai making quick work of Jonathan Kornacki in game 2. Tying it up, 1-1.
So we're going to see a game 3.
Yep. And it really does seem that, Kornacki's deck is very, very consistent. Lukai's deck, much higher variance, but high, better when it's good. Right? When it's good, it's great.
Yeah, it's like Storm in Legacy. When it's good, it's so good.
And I think we're really going to see the match be determined by what Lukai, his draw is.
Yeah.
Rather than Kornacki's. Because if Lukai is able to come out with a really aggressive clock and has a good mix of burn and permission, Kornacki, I guess, it depends on which removal spells he draws, because you're absolutely right. A lot of his removal spells can't catch up to a Noble if he falls a turn behind. I still like Kornacki in this matchup.
Well, now he's on the play. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kornacki now. I also, I was picking Lukai in a world where we did not already start watching game 1 and Lukai did not have a 1-drop and was on the draw.
Sure. Well, that's this world. Are you saying just because they're already sideboarded too?
I think they're already sideboarded, which definitely favors Jonathan.
Yeah, Kai doesn't really get anything.
And Kai's on the draw.
Kai with sideboarding gets 2 Stronghold Nobles, and that's it.
Yeah.
Would he want a Mana Leak? A Spell Scud,
No. Maybe.
No, he doesn't have anything, all his cards in the deck are fine. Galvanic Blast, I guess, is the worst. And so, you probably just take out 2 Galvanic Blasts for 2 Stronghold Nobles, call it a day. Not even sure.
Now, Vapor Snag, does that say the creature's controller gets double damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when he Vapor Snags his own Snapcaster, he is taking 1. It is not just a quote-unquote strict upgrade to Unsummon. Barring any Zame Bag, Mindslaver, little asterisks that ruin any possible meaning of the question. You familiar with the whole thing? That whole discussion? So there's this common debate of what does it mean for a card to be strictly better than another card? And one of the ways that some people ruin everybody, like any possible hope of proactivity coming out of the argument, is by saying, oh, well, Mindslaver. Because, for instance, why is Shock not strict? Why is Lightning Bolt not strictly better than Shock? Well, what if you slaver yourself and have to shoot yourself? Or what if somebody slavers you and makes you shoot yourself? Any card is always not strictly better than another card if you could just be slavered. But the problem is that isn't very useful to talk about,
It doesn't really accomplish anything.
And so there are some people who believe there should be a gentleman's agreement that any definition of strictly better that doesn't say that Lightning Bolt is strictly better than Shock. But anyway. Alright, so Lukai has a turn 1 Delver, it would appear. And Kornacki leading off with a Swamp.
All right, so 38%.
And we see it is not. So what are the keys here? Kornacki once again drawing Surgical Extraction. I guess, did he board in more? I don't know. He's got 2 more on his board. It would be kind of wild if he just has 3 in his deck now.
I would not agree with 3.
All
That's
right.
a lot.
Let me see. Kornacki flashing back, think twice. Or not flashing back, just casting, think twice. Not under a lot of pressure yet. Oh,
these
no, he
beta
just drew a
islands?
second surgical extraction. I wonder how many he's playing. You gotta be very careful about cards like that winning game one for you. When you have more on the board. It can be very hard to get away from the candy. Lukai continues administering the Merfolk of the Pearl Trident beats.
Ooh, but soon that will no longer be a Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Well, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't shuffle here, it's pretty safe to say that's going to be a 3-2 flyer.
Yeah.
Kai draws, presumably passes the turn, trying to protect his Delver. Surgical Extraction, the Ponder to shuffle your deck. Taste it. Taste it. Look at that. He's even thinning out the deck so that there's less hits in the future. Value with a capital V.
So, I mean, here he's like a little over 40% with what's in his hand, right? His deck has pretty high density spells. After he removes the 3 ponders, he goes to about I'm just trying to figure out like what
He goes.
because it's really important.
So let's say that he was at maybe 40%. No, I bet he's not. Given his hand, I bet he's around 38%. But now, without the 4 ponders in his deck, the 3 more ponders taken out, I bet he's dropped to about 33%. So, it's a game of inches, folks.
Yeah.
We are every minor percentage point. But the main thing is, honestly, I think he just wanted to see his hand and get any value he could. You know, he drew 2 surgical extractions and he only needs 1 for the Phoenix. And this, besides, with the second one, now he knows what to try to hit, to try to mind twist. And now that he knows that Kai has 2 mana leaks, he might, you know, it's not an unreasonable line. Especially since it, you know, gave him some chances to not have to face down a 3-2 yet. So, Kornacki taking the hit. Now he's under some serious pressure. Flashing back, think twice. He knows his opponent has 2 mana leaks and the mana to play them. So he can't just tap out for the Batter Skull that's in his hand. He's got Batter Skull and Consecrated Sphinx, but the problem is he needs to generate some action on Kai's turn. Like, he can't just face first these, you know, giant monsters, or he very quickly loses to the counterspells with the Insectoid and the Brimstone Volley to finish him off. He's going to have to make an instant speed move relatively soon here. Kai attacks for 3. I gotta say, I've been very impressed. Like, watching Kai's play, it's been very methodical, very tight.
Oh yeah, Kai's been playing really tight. Kai's
Very
been
well.
playing around a lot of different things. Kai, I'm assuming he drew another copy of Delver now because he's willing to play that. Because he didn't play it earlier.
He didn't play it.
I'm
Well,
assuming
he's
he
been
was
keeping
playing
up
around
counterspells.
sweepers.
Part of it's he's been playing around for like he was leaving up Mana Leak before, and now he's been leaving up double Mana Leak. Now that he has double Mana Leak. So at this point, I mean, I think Kornacki's got to play Batter Skull, draw a Mana Leak, then Surgical Extraction on his opponent's turn to take the other Mana Leak,
Yeah,
and then untap, drop Consecrated Sphinx.
I'm very surprised.
I mean, we don't know the rest of his hand. If he has an instant speed removal spell, then great. You know, like, this is fine. But he has to do something.
All right. 3-turn clock coming from Lukai. If he had hit an instant or sorcery there, it would have been a 2-turn clock.
I have plenty of mana. Hand is Leak, Brimstone Volley. Is that the instant speed removal? No. Oh, Snapcaster Mage. Is there...
What? So he's targeting Disperse?
And he disperses the Insectoid? No, this is a great line. He's going to draw the Leak.
Yeah.
He's going to Surgical Extract the other Leak. I like it. And he's got the Snapcaster Mage anyway. Yep, there's the chump block. Not even chump block, just the trade. And now on Lukai's end step, you can Surgical Extract that other Mana Leak. Untap, and then drop either a Batter Skull or a Consecrated Sphinx. Probably Consecrated Sphinx, because you just want to block that flyer immediately. Like you just need to do something now. No, I like this line. It's going to be tight. This is a real good game. This is real close.
So Lou just Brimstone Volleys here, right? Just put you at 4?
Yeah, because he doesn't have any blue mana open.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need to. He wants to hold Mana Leak open. He Mana Leaks the Surgical Extraction?
Surgical Extraction was targeting Mana Leak.
Yeah, but why bother?
Yeah, why not just volley him?
Volley him and let him take the Mana Leak.
Yeah, put him at 4.
Wow. Because if you put him at 4, if you flip your Insectoid drawing any burn spell, you win.
Yeah.
This is going to be tight.
If you don't flip it and you draw...
Like, you don't want to draw Mana Leak next turn anyway. Like, this is, like, no more Mana Leaks. Like, this is it. Like, things are coming to a head right now. Lukai's only spell, Brimstone Valley. I mean, I guess...
And he even had the Morbid active, right?
He did. Snapcaster died.
So it's 4's low.
Consecrated
Low life
Sphinx
total.
coming down. Alright, this is going to be the moment of truth. There are a lot of really powerful cards on top of Lukai, you know, that could be on top of Lou's deck right now. Is he debating whether or not to flip it? It's interesting. Decides, draws. Oh, it is a land. Wow, this hand is 2 land and Brimstone Volley.
So he drew so many land this game.
Yeah, he did. That Surgical Extraction. Then he got the deck of Ponders. So, it looks like Kai is going to have to throw away his Brimstone Volley at this point to kill the Sphinx and just hope that that's it, you know? That's all Kornacki has. I mean, after all, at least he has a Delver to nothing. I mean, Kornacki's hand is a full grip at this point, though. He already got the Mole Drifter, and he already had Batterskull.
Yeah, he had 3rd Surgical
And
Extraction.
I think this is it. I think Kornacki's going to do it. Like, what would it take to turn things around at this point? Because it's going to have to be some running, really great stuff. So, like, the 3-2 is going to need to flip. Maybe it's the 3-2, and then you draw...
Manic Vandal? If he has it.
I guess Manic Vandal is something. That is something. But that won't flip the Delver. If you draw Vapor Snag,
Ooh, Vapor Snag would be good.
yeah, I mean, at least Vapor Snag is forward progress. Because he's running out of cards that actually progress the game state.
Well, it didn't flip the Delver, so...
He didn't flip the Delver. If he
not
didn't
bode
flip the
well.
Delver, it needs to be a Manic Vandal.
Yes. Otherwise, the game is over. So...
No, it could be a Snapcaster Mage, and then you just cast Snapcaster Mage and target your Brimstone Volley and shoot your own Snapcaster Mage to prevent the lifelink again. That's a really hard way to do it. No, I mean, you don't have to. You just block and you do 5 to the face so that you're actually making progress.
Yeah. 1, yeah.
But I don't think that's actually what happened. I think what we're seeing is a lot of Batterskulls. This game spirals out of control. Once again, another land. That's what happens when you get Surgical Extracted for your Ponders, man. Lukai offers the hand. Jonathan Kornacki is the champion of SCG Las Vegas.
Yeah.
With blue-black control.
Playing blue-black control.
Under the gun, cool, calm, set up his hand, waited for the instant speed battle on his opponent's turn, then untapped, stuck a threat, the first threat that he knew was going to die, so that the second threat would actually win the game. Impressive play from both players. Like,
Yeah, I mean, both players played really well throughout the finals, so...
A very cool tournament, very cool top 8, and a very cool finals. What do you think of these 2 decks? Like, is this... I mean, or of all top 4 of the top 4 decks. I mean, also Bant Pod, Wolf Run Robots.
Wolf Run Robots. It's like so funny.
Blue Red Counterburn.
I know we've kind of just like been like just completely accepting